Chapter 1 Deception. Good job, hero. An attempt yet failed by your simple-minded brain. You almost impressed me. That is something I must say about you. You started off on good grounds, built your path all the way up just to die by my will. It was your fate. People like you don't deserve to live. You deserve to be eradicated, which is why you're pitiful. It doesn't matter the era, how strong, how smart, how intellectual you were. Every last hero all came to the stop. All of you. Especially the macadamian kind. Yes, the first, the fourth, and now the seventh. How does it feel to originate from the birthplace of the first ever hero and die before you could even change the world as he did? It's time for me to take over, Yoshiro. It's time for you to die. But but it seems you will die in the most humiliating way ever, and the fastest. Death by fall. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Lark reverses his sword as Yoshiro hangs off the edge of the platform they have been fighting on. My optics are nearly gone. Another hit and this dermal's gonna be done for too. Small rocks fall off the platform next to Yoshiro's hands. You bastard! Why did you have to go this far? First Alma, then Yato? Now this? Yoshiro's hands slip more. Lark laughs. Your arrogance is what's going to get you killed. Let's go, Dia. Yes, Kuroshi. Lark turns around and starts walking towards his throne. Dia, who has been standing next to Lark, makes slight eye contact with Yoshiro before she turns around. So, this is it, Dia? Is this really how it's going to end? All of this work we put into getting here, and you're just going to betray me? Dia stops in her tracks. Lark immediately feels this with his hand back towards her. Lark also stops. Dia, remember why you came here for. You succeeded at your mission, while the one over there, sweating in that skin-tight dermal, all out of pure energy, is about to fall to his death. If he can't even go out by my sword, who has the right to call himself a hero? You pushed me off, you coward! Dia clenches her fists. Dia, you and I are together. We have always been together. We trans, Dia. You were there in the beginning. Why are you turning against me? It doesn't make any sense. Dia turns halfway towards Yoshiro, squeezing her fist even tighter. Lark turns around with aggression. Dia's eyes are focused in front of her. Both the hero and Demon King stare at her. Dia, stop. If you go back now, there won't be any second chances with me. All those times we spent together? Yoshiro's hands slip even more. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Yoshiro's hands completely slip off, but a loud burst of a cast happens, and something catches him. Yoshiro looks up to see Dia in her transform, holding onto his hand. I got you. You're about to fail, Dia. It's okay, Kuroshi. Dia pulls Yoshiro up. Once on his feet, Yoshiro takes a couple of breaths while staring at Lark. For the love of... Lark summons his sword back. Dia looks back over at Lark. Wait, please. Lark, with an angry expression, halts his movements as they stare at each other. Dia turns back to Yoshiro. Yes, Yashi. Those memories are trance. All those things I hold dear to my heart. I know they do. Dia hugs Yoshiro tightly. Yoshiro hugs her back. But it's too bad that I've had my own goal. Yoshiro feels a sharp pain in his stomach. What? Yoshiro looks down, and there's a knife going through his dermal into the left side of his abdomen. Yoshiro feels a blade cutting his muscle inside his stomach. As Dia pulls it out, a burst of pure energy and a heap of blood comes from the intersection. Dia, you stabbed me. Dia's looking at Yashi with a frown and a tear coming from her left eye. I'm sorry, Yashi. I'll see you soon. Bye, Yashi. Still holding on to him, Dia moves back to the edge of the platform where Yoshiro fell. While doing so, she kisses him on the lips. As soon as Yoshiro fills the platform in with the heel of his boots, Dia gently pushes him off. Dia! As Yoshiro is falling, He sees Dia stare down at him before the darkness covers his vision. A strong force starts to pull him down even harder. This can't be happening. I must be dreaming or something. I have to be dreaming. There's no way Dia would ever do this to me. Yoshido feels tears drop down his face in his helmet. But this feels so real though. The pain, the words, the Demon King. While Yoshido is falling, he passes multiple small drawbridges with dim orange lights that brighten his view from time to time. I can say I tried, Mom and Dad. I believe that anyways. There are so many people on Adasia that I've helped. So many villains stopped. So many wars subdued. But in the end, I couldn't repay you. I'm sorry. With an image of his parents invading his mind, tears seep through the cracks in his helmets. Yoshido continues to fall. His body is numb and the pressure against his stomach builds. The Atascito pulling him downward would ignore any efforts that Yoshido would make due to his low optical count. With every consecutive drawbridge being more spread apart and nothing to save his life, Yoshido closes his eyes, accepting his fate. Catch! Yoshido instantly becomes reactive as he searches around. Yoshido spots a flame attached to the end of a rope rushing towards him from above. Yoshido tries to reach for it, but the Atascito doesn't let him unparalleled from the ground below. Using the last of his oplitals, he uses a light burst of Zoka's strength and grabs the rope. His oplital is just below 100. Once Yoshido has the rope itself starts to curl around his body. As the flame rubs against his dermal, it gets extinguished. Yoshido then feels a strong tug on the rope as he continues to fall. With another strong tug, Yoshido sits motionless in the air before he starts to ascend. Looking up, Yoshido can see the rope being pulled from someone out of sight on the inside of a drawbridge. There's no way. Oh my gosh, whoever this is a lifesaver, and they don't feel like a discipient. Yoshido looks down and feels a dark aura of familiars. So, if I didn't die from the fall, he was going to use Type 1 familiars to finish me off. With the adrenaline leaving his body, the pain from the stab reemerges. Ah! This wound hurts so bad. Yoshido feels his back going against the wall and over it onto the ground. Good. I managed to get you. You're not a discipient, are you? Yoshido on his back leans up a little. With the orange lights being so dim, Yoshido can't make any distinct features on the individual. Oh, jeez. Are you okay? You look badly hurt. The person walks over to Yoshido. Lay back down. Yoshido lays back down. The stranger puts their hand over his wound. Yoshido's body twitches and aches as they do. This is bad. It went straight through your dermal. I think my magic is enough to heal you, though. You don't have any aura coming off you either. I'll give you some of my pure energy, so stay still, okay? Yoshido nods at the stranger. With them being so close, Yoshido can make more accurate features. A girl? Their hands glow a pinkish red over his wound. Ah yes, this person is an expert. They must have Ace Pachitikio, or at least stage 1. Once Yoshido's wound is successfully healed, the girl moves from sitting next to Yoshido's stomach to sitting next to his head. She places her hand above his helmet. Now for the energy. The spacious white substance comes from her hand and begins to go inside of Yoshido. The girl pauses as the white glow illuminates Yoshido's dermal. Wait a minute. That armor looks familiar. No way. You're the hero, aren't you? Oh, yes, I am. A minute later, pure energy replacement. Yoshido sits up. Thank you. Oh, it's fine. Sorry if it wasn't perfect. No, you did an excellent job. I wonder if I should go back. Yoshido looks at the girl. Now being able to use Zuka vision, she has black shoes with red and white patterned socks. The left one being higher than the right one. There's a small brown bag attached to her right leg. She has jean blue shorts on with a lot of gadgets going around her waist. Most noticeably a small pack of bandages. She has a white shirt with a denim jacket over it. She has red fingerless gloves and pink hair. I don't know. Would that be the right call? She shared her pure energy with me, almost 10% of my max, actually. Even if then, Lark would most likely just tell his recipients to take her on. I don't know how strong her limits are, but I don't want him to take that chance and have 2 people killed today, myself included. What's wrong? Yoshiro looks down at his boots. Nothing? Wait a minute. What is she doing here? Yoshiro quickly turns toward her. What are you even doing here? What do you mean? Yoshiro stands. You do realize you're in the Demon Kingdom, right? In its actual palace? The one in Darku, right? You don't think this is dangerous? I thought it'd be a good spot for exploring. And you yelling like that will get us noticed. A loud bell starts to ring, and the walls start to vibrate. A steady force begins to push them downward. That's not good. We need to get out of here now. Yoshino and the girl start to run into corridors away from the center. Did you really have to make every single part of this place look like the rest? Follow me. What? The girl grabs Yoshiro's hand and runs in a set pattern. Right as they are about to cross an intersection, she slams the both of them against the wall and covers the helmet part of Yoshiro's dermal. She activates Fukashi, and both of them glow a gray shade across the edges of their bodies, both connected to one another before Yoshiro can no longer see himself with the girl. 2 people come from the left side of the intersection and stop in the middle. Vegfla and Dorian, both fairly strong disciplines. Yoshiro activates his Fukashi vision, now being able to see himself and the girl as she looks at him. Her also using Fukashi vision. Do you want to attack them? I'm all for it if you are. No, even if we do, we'll be stuck fighting them, and others will just show up, and then it'll be bad. The girl looks over at the recipients. I'm not seeing anyone or anything. I'm telling you, I saw their potency output coming right into this intersection. It's obvious that one of them has Fukashi. You're right. There's no point in trying to scout them out with vision then. Both recipients stand back to back. Yeah! A circular blast fires and electricity rushes outwards, hitting the walls while hitting Yoshiro and the girl. As the girl gets hit, she flinches a bit. The electric wave clicks around their gray shade, outlining their bodies. Vegfla points at them. There! The girl instantly reverses her Fukashi and jumps to the opposite side of the wall. Yoshiro holds out his hand. Jessica! His sword does not summon. What? Dorian casts a barrier in front of himself and Vegfla. Perfect! Vegfla puts her palms on the interior of the barrier. Shadow Strike! Large balls of void shoot from the outside the barrier at the girl. The girl uses Zoka's swiftness as she dodges each ball. When the balls full of dark substance hits the ground or the wall behind her, they explode, rumbling the castle. You're mine! Ha! A larger and faster void ball gets fired toward the girl. Ha! The girl points her hand at the incoming attack and fires a small bit of pure energy at it. As the 2 blasts touch, a powerful shockwave immediately hits everyone and creates a horizontal line in the walls on the plane of collision. Everyone slams against the closest vertical wall to them. Let's go! Yoshiro and the girl quickly get up and run through the intersection. The Toskido pulling them down is much harder to fight against. To counter, Yoshiro activates his Zoka strength. Good thinking! She does the same. After a few more corridors and stairs, the girl finally brings them out to the exit. The large platinum doors are open. As they are running out, it is sunset. Both of them are now running side by side. Protojet out of here! Stage 2, aim for those rocks! Being on a slight cliff, Yoshiro points at a group of rocks that sit in between the forest and the castle. Once you're there, use your Fukashi. Got you! Yoshiro reverses his Zoka strength. He points out his right arm with a fist at the rocks and holds it with his left arm. Here we go! As Yoshiro dives, a blast of pure energy releases from in front of him, shooting behind him. The extreme force causes him to move at 200 miles per hour. He holds the speed for nearly 7 seconds before almost missing the rocks. Yoshiro lands and rolls to soften the impact. Once down, he goes back first against the rocks and activates his Fukashi. A gray shade goes over his outline. So much action in so little time. 30 minutes pass before the bells start ringing. A few recipients start to look for them, without knowing who they are. Okay, this has been long enough. Time to see where she landed. Yoshido activates his Fukushi vision, element stage 2, allowing him to see people using Fukushi at the same stage or lower. The eye sockets in his dermal turn gray while he looks around the rocks. Well, she isn't on this side. Yoshido carefully gets up and walks to the other side of the rocks. She's not here either. Yoshido inclines to the top of the rocks and searches the area. Other than seeing a few recipients, I don't see her at all. Could she be using a higher stage Fukushi? Down here. Yoshido turns around and looks down before seeing gray, collapsing particles going upward and disappearing. The girl's figure starts to become clear. Her eyes are also gray. As Yoshido tries to descend off the rocks, his body feels insanely heavy, and dizziness fills his head. He sits on the rock and slides down instead, but as he lands, it gets even worse. Oh no, I'm gonna pass out. I need to get out of this dermal. Yoshido reverses his Fukushi, based on elements. He puts his hands up in front of him, and they are both shaking drastically. He sets them down next to his waist. You're not looking too well. Then again, you were holding down Fukushi for half an hour, and you were using someone else's energy, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Thank you. It would have been a really different scene if you had not shown up. Yeah, yes, hero, of course. I'm quite surprised we got out of there. You did save my life back there. I'll let you see my actual identity. Oh, that's nice, I guess. I'm not the first, so it's not that special. Yeah, technically you are the first. Oh, really? Yeah, okay. This would be more fun then. Yoshido's dermal shimmers off of him, starting from his head. Oh, my body feels like it's being crushed by a giant hand. The girl scans Yashi's body as she reverses her Fukushi vision. So, this is the body of the one who's always inside that dermal and protecting the world. Yes, that's me. Brown hair, still taller than me, and you're muscular. Pretty cool. I guess that means I'll have to tell you my name as well, right? Yashi looks at the girl. She's smiling at him. Yashi sighs. Yashi Taramasu. Really? Can I do it, please? Yes, fire away. So, is it like Y-O-S-H-I, but the O has an accent? You know, that's the best one I've heard. Who did I top? Trust me, you don't want to hear it. Yashi scans behind him. We should probably leave this island. So impolite. My bad. What's your name? The girl clears her throat. Nayola. The adventurer Nayola? Yashi looks at the girl closer. Whoa, it is her. She has the same energetic tone and style. How did I not notice that sooner? Nice name. So is yours. Seriously, we should go. There's a teleporter here waiting for me. I'm following your lead. Hold on to my back. Nayola puts her right hand on Yashi's right shoulder. Yashi activates Fukushi again. While they are walking towards the shore, they enter through a forest. This is going to be awkward. So, what do you do? Adventurer? You're not telling me you've never heard of me, hero. We met once before, remember? Yeah, I know, just trying to make conversation. After a few more minutes of walking, they get the scent of sand through now a denser forest. You like what you do? I love what I do. But where we are, I see that. Yashi takes them both on a path to the ocean. This has been bothering me this whole time. Yes? What happened to you? Why were you falling? If I were taking a guess, I'd say you fought Lark, right? Yes, I was fighting Lark. Then something unexpected happened. Before even that happened, he was already a tough fight, and so mischievous. Never seen such an evil character before. So, how did we're here? The both of them walk out of the forest, and a beach resides just a few yards from them. Yashi reverses his Fukushi as he walks out onto the sand. Imuna? Yashi turns to the sound of another Fukushi being reversed. Imuna stands in the releasing gray particles. Hero? Yashi turns behind him looking for Nayola. What? What's the matter? There was a girl with me. A girl? You mean Dia, right? Yashi turns and looks at Dia directly in her eyes. Something happened to Dia? Yashi nods. Imina faintly looks at the ground. Exceeded fire! Yashi sees a fireball heading straight for Imina. Imina immediately gets covered in a light blue aura as she turns her head towards the ball and raises her hand. The ball of fire hits her hand, doing no damage. They look up to see Vekfa. Flash screen! A white light comes from Imina's hands towards Vekfa's. Imina jumps over to Yashi as Vekfa falls to the ground, covering her eyes. A7 core! Imina teleports them to her lab. While in the shift, that was a close one. 10 seconds pass before the particles around them fade away, and they rest inside of Imina's lab in macadamia. Yashi instantly falls down as his body is irritated from the different sources of magic. Hero! Imina takes a knee by Yashi. I'm fine, Imina. My amplitudes are just low. Yes, it is. Extremely low. Imina picks up Yashi. Oh no, Imina. No chamber. Your safety is more important. Imina, please. Fine, as you wish. Imina takes Yashi to a lab dedicated just for him. She sets him down on the bed in the middle of the room. Imina opens a case that sits on the left of her bed and takes a glowing white tube out. Inside the tube is type X potency. This potency is universal pure energy, allowing those who are compatible to replenish part of their amplitudes. Here. Yashi takes the tube and starts to drink it. Instantly, Yashi feels his body soothing itself. Much better. Thank you, Imina. Part of your pure energy is restored, but your body is still sore, and your stamina has dropped a lot. It's near nighttime right now. You're gonna have to rest as much as you can before tomorrow. Imina looks down at Yashi's stomach as she notices the large blood stain. She slowly moves up his shirt. You've already been healed? By the girl I was talking about. Ah, yes, wait, Nyola? The one you used to adventure with. She was with you? In the Demon Kingdom? She honestly never changes. Imina raises both of her hands around Yashi. A pinkish red aura surrounds Yashi's entire body. Let's talk about what happened with Dia, Yashi. Yashi leans up, looking in front of him. We were doing well, fighting-wise. Of course, it's the first time I ever gone into a fight with him. I honestly don't know how the other heroes defeated their Demon King by themselves. It was much tougher than I imagined, but maybe that's just because I'm the youngest one to fight my opposition. I felt more excited than nervous, even when I took a massive hit. It was just the realization that I am the hero fighting the biggest threat on our planet. The man that killed my parents, destroyed homes, killed families. And that started to push me harder. But near the end of the fight, all of our energies were low, and we were actually going to win. Kurosi kind of tricked me by making me activate my seal earlier than him. If Dio wasn't there, the fight would have ended in a loss for me. But before, Kurosi activated his seal a couple seconds after me, and the three of us clashed. Dio was in her transform around this time. Yet, somehow, this could work. I finally got Kurosi low enough for one of my special personal casts to end him. I pulled out Jessica and cast the attack. I stunned him and stood back to make sure that this attack was a hit regardless of my low stamina. As I'm running towards the defenseless Kurosi, Dia hit me on my side with her hammer, so perfectly that my shield was completely deactivated along with my attack. I hit the ground far from both Kurosi and Dia, since I had put everything into the attack and then just having it taken away with a powerful hit, I couldn't move. Dia walked up to Kurosi and instead of attacking him, then started talking to him. I had no idea what was emerging. Kurosi stood up, and then they talked for a good 2 minutes before he turned towards me. Around the time where I was able to stand, he appeared in front of me and just started pummeling me with his Ace Zucker strength. Dio was just sitting by letting this happen to me. Blow after blow, my dermal sustain were just fading away. There was no way I could win at that point. A minute later, and I'm pushed off the platform, hanging on the edge with almost nothing left. I'm pleading to Dia as she and Kurosi were walking away, and she came back to me, genuine as ever. Once she pulled me up, I teardrops from Yashi's eye. Imina stops her patchy Tikio and puts her right hand on Yashi's shoulder. She hugged me, and while she stabbed me right through the dermal, right into my stomach. Then told me, "But it's too bad that I've had my own goal. I'm sorry, Yashi. I'll see you soon. Bye, Yashi." Imina moved her hand from his shoulder to the back of his head and lays him onto her chest as Yashi starts to cry. Imina wipes her eyes and tries to compress her emotions. "I know this hurts you, Yashi. It hurts me as well. I wouldn't believe Dia of all people, who has been beside you before even I could do this. I never once sensed any bad intentions from her. Right? It doesn't make any sense. After so many years and so suddenly." Imina holds on to Yashi tighter. "We're gonna get her back. I will get her back." Yashi slowly falls asleep while laying against Imina. "See you soon." Imina looks at Yashi as she sits him back onto the bed. What could that have meant? After a few hours, Imina takes Yashi back to his house. The next morning, Yashi wakes up, only to realize that the day before was not a dream. Not wanting it to stress him out more, he prepares to go to his academy.